You are listening to the Global Psychosis Network.
If you're listening.
I wish I had enough money to buy a fucking sex doll, dude.
Throw $5
Not because I'd buy it. I just want that kind of money to not give a fuck, you know?
Right? That would be pretty cool. I like the idea.
Like, I won't have enough money where, like, hey, dude, hey, I haven't used that one yet. If you want that one, she's in the closet, dude.
Oh, she's single. That's cool.
She's single. She likes romance novels and long drags on the beach.
Nora Roberts and Bill and, whatever, chick flicks. There's categories that I don't really know. But.
You know, I saw some listings on Craigslist for it, and for one of the dolls, and there was this one he posted, blah, 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 I'm breaking up, we're divorcing, we just can't seem to get along lately. I tried to share with her my feelings and emotions, and she just stares blankly like she could give a fuck. And then fucking people are responding to it, and they're asking, is she a virgin? And no, she's not a virgin. She's been fucking used, abused every which way from Sunday. So that technically lowers the value of it a little bit. So if you're afraid to spend $3,000 on it, you could just find a fucking non-virgin
Discount one.
Like we're not Muslim, or I don't know if Muslim's the right religion that gets the 72 virgins in heaven when they kill themselves.
What are you showing them there?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
They made a movie about it. It was Lars and the Real Girl.
Oh.
It has what's his name? Ryan Gosling, and has a relationship with this real girl.
Have you guys seen Mannequin? Remember that old school cheesy comedy? I think
old school. How old?
Like
school
80s. They used to always play it on Fox. They play like on Sunday on Fox and shit at like 5 p.m. It was like this one. That was like their go-to show. They couldn't figure out what to fucking put on for programming. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Put on Mannequin. They do this shit every weekend. I used to watch that shit from the time I was like 12 until like 15.
It was a sitcom.
Not a sitcom. It was just like a comedy movie. Kim Cattrall was in it. I think that chick's name was. She's in Sex and the City now.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I forgot the name of the guy.
Kim Cattrall.
Kim Cattrall. Yeah, that chick was the mannequin, I believe. Basically, this guy. It's such a stupid premise. It just makes me think, like, if these people can make movies in Hollywood, why the fuck can't anybody?
Yeah.
Like, basically the premise of the movie was this dude worked at a fucking department store. And he was, like, bummed out with his life and shit. Because nothing's in his way. He couldn't find a girl that liked him and shit. And he, like, would always see this mannequin, like, before he'd leave. And he would always look at it and, like, think, like, damn, that mannequin's pretty hot. And, like, fucking, I don't remember how it happened, but all of a sudden the mannequin comes to life. And turns into a real person, and he, like, falls in love with her. And then something happens where, like, she's going to turn back into a mannequin. He's got to figure out how to, like, prevent it from happening. And, like, that's the whole premise of the movie. Like, stop her from turning into a mannequin again. And he knows that she's going to.
So in the end, he ends up heartbroken. But if it's a Disney movie, there's a happy ending somehow.
It's, like, the same dude that was, like, in Weekend at Bernie's. It's, like, one of those fucking stupid fucking comedies that you, like, like... I don't know how you would even, like, get people to fucking support that.
If you search Lars and the Real Girl.
Lars and the Real Girl?
Yeah, it's what we're talking about. There's they made a movie about it because apparently, it's a condition, or I don't know what you would classify it as. It's just we got started on the sex topic. They brought it to this, but like those people who are what are they called?
Anatomically correct sex doll.
My Google is not as good as yours.
I'm on Wikipedia right now.
Oh, it's the people that dress up as like mascots or whatever. It's furries.
I've heard of that. Yeah, there's like a whole.
That's fucked up.
There's a whole community of people. The furries are one thing, but there's another community of like girls that they dress up like dolls and shit. Is that what you're referring to?
I was referring to the furries, like straight, like, oh, I'm a squirrel and you're a, chipmunk, and we're they're wearing
freaky ass shit.
There's something creepy about those. When I was a kid, I go to like
gross,
Chuck E. Cheese and you see the guy dressed up in the fucking, or you never knew if it was a guy or a girl, but it's probably a girl because they're like only like 5 foot. But if you see these like people dressed up in those costumes, like everyone's like they rub little kids' heads and shit. I always thought like get that thing away from me. They can't talk. Yeah. I always like thought in my head as a kid, get the fuck away from me, dude. Like other kids are always like running up on it and tugging on his tail and shit.
Wait, you're talking like about Chuck E. Cheese?
Yeah, I always thought those fuckers are creepy
and whatnot, and you're just like staring at them Not for me.
Well,
dude.
those were actually the ones that played were actually robots.
Yeah.
They
Well-
fucking move like this and shit.
No, I'm aware of that, but the one that would come around that, you know, like would walk up to your table and whatnot was like, you ask him questions and he's just like, that's all he could do is shake his head yes or no or put his hands up in
They
the air.
always have a big smile on their face, and yeah, and they just rock back and forth, and you just want to take the head off. And
Did you ever see that clip that like got like mainstream media coverage? It's like there was like a family that went to Disneyland, and they're taking a photo with Tigger, and Tigger fucking, I guess like, I don't know what the kid did. I don't know if he's like grabbing the fucking guy's ass or something, or like try to like kick him in the nuts or some shit. But Tigger fucking like smacks the kid in the fucking face, and the way it looks like he just kind of like, hey, quit it, you know. But they fucking, the family like tried to sue Disneyland or Disney World or wherever the fuck it happened, and became a big fucking mainstream thing.
Anything to make a buck, you know.
Right.
I'll be real, man. I hope fucking Tigger slaps me one day. I'd like to get a fucking $1 million lawsuit out of that.
I know, we live in a world of lawsuits, dude. Like,
Who gives a fuck about
Sickening.
Disneyland or wherever Tigger's from, whatever company that Winnie the Pooh is, man?
filthy Tiggers.
They're beyond billionaires, man. Fucking, they could give me $10 million and it wouldn't even.
No, it's getting off there
There'd
now.
probably be a write-off on their tax list. Places like that probably fucking that are so rich like that, they could probably have some kind of connection with the government that when someone sues them, they could just write it off on their taxes.
Well, if you're that rich, you have a bunch of people have their hands in your pocket and vice versa. If you have that much money,
Yeah.
you know, it's chump change. Oh, you want some quarters? There you
Right.
go.
Man, struggling, folks. I'm struggling. Pay us money. But anywho,
I'm trying to think of the right topic. I was trying to like I was thinking about going on a tangent about
Segway.
CEOs and the whole fucking government corruption thing, but I've been on that fucking avenue so many times. I don't know if I want to go there. I don't want to bore you guys to tears with 2-hour fucking rants about what I think about the government and the economy. I'm sure everyone knows if they've heard my music or talked to me for fucking an hour, but yeah, I swear, like, I think I read somewhere, like, if the government just had, like, which they do have, but if it was like $1 trillion or something, if they spread out that $1 trillion to every single American, they would, like, evenly, I forgot the amount of money it was. I think it was like $25,000 a year for each American, that you would end poverty in the United States. It was something like that, like 25,000. If you just gave, or not give, but I guess technically you'd have to give it to them. But if you just gave every single American family that could make, you know, anyone that could work a job, if you gave them 25,000 a year, which is still pretty broke, but at least you're not in poverty, it would be like $1 trillion to the government, and then you would end poverty in the United States. But that would go against our defense budget, so then we'll never do that, you know.
Because we've been in so many wars lately. Oh wait, they're not wars; they're occupations. So
They're protecting freedom over there.
yeah, the world police. That's what the United States are. You know, what was that? Everyone got anyone that was working a regular job a couple years ago, right when Obama got might have actually been before Obama was elected. Everyone got like not a stipend, but like a check for like $600 or something like that. It was
Tax return?
everyone.
the majority.
I didn't get that.
No, it was
Still waiting for mine.
what the hell was it called? It was fuck.
Reparations or
No,
something?
reparations haven't been divvied out because then every race would be having their hands out. It's,
That's the only thing I remember is that black people got paid for
African
slavery,
Americans,
or-
even though they weren't technically.
yeah, I guess. No, black Americans. I remember they got paid for their hand in for the slavery they participated in.
I don't think
Yeah.
they participated.
Well, apparently they're the ones who got paid for it.
Dude, I'm like looking on the message boards right now, and there's like nothing that's going on in the news that's really that noteworthy. That I was trying to think of a topic here to fucking jump in on and get you guys in the mode. I guess.
Well-
I guess the most recent thing, I've already talked about this before, but the whole Batman shooting You guys been following that at all?
I stopped following it about 3 days after it happened. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because me and him went and saw
You
Batman
guys saw-
at midnight.
Yeah.
And when I came home, I got online and I was like, dude, this guy,
Batman already killing it at the box office, dude.
literally. Yeah. And it's
Not even home yet, and it's already.
It's not that that's okay or anything, but it's like if you think about it this way, like a sick and fucked up perspective is that guy had an original idea, you know, and it's like he had something fucked up in his head that told him like, hey, like this is like shooting ducks in a barrel, like hey, I'm gonna walk in here and they have nowhere to go, but of everything, you know, it's like you saw how he had like that notebook or whatever that he sent to his doctor. And
I didn't hear about the Notebook.
a couple days, like 2 days after it happened, he had like detailed like images that he had sketched, and he had this journal that he had sent to his psychiatrist. His psychiatrist didn't open it. It did,
Oh man, I want to look at that.
I
was trying to get out of
this
here.
idiot again, you know. But I guess like he was telling his friends that he was the Joker and all this fucked up stuff. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I've been fucking angry at the world, but anyone that to that extreme, like, if you're angry at the world, go fucking hit a fucking heavy bag. You know, don't go.
Yeah.
Especially taking it on someone innocent. It's
If you're gonna kill anybody, dude, go kill the people on Wall Street. Go kill the people that are dictating what's gonna happen to your money.
And definitely don't do it in Colorado, because then you're just lumped up with all kinds of other fucked up shit. Kobe, Columbine, now Batman.
Did you guys watch the last Monday Night Raw?
I watch it.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you hear about all that bullshit with AEW?
Yeah. Fucking spouting
That
off.
was, first of all, okay, that line was pretty stupid. Like, it didn't make any sense.
Had no relevance to
what he was talking about. Titus O'Neil is fucking unstoppable. Like, Kobe Bryant didn't even get accused of rape, first of all, so it doesn't make any sense. Because you're trying to imply that Kobe Bryant did rape and got away with it because he's so unstoppable. He didn't get accused of it, so he didn't rape anybody. He fucked the girl in the ass because she was a slut, and then she wanted to get money out of it.
He got accused of it, but he didn't get convicted. Of it.
Well,
But he didn't do it, though. She willingly let him fuck her in the ass.
Right, but she accused him.
I'm saying the line that he said didn't make sense.
Oh.
Yeah.
Either way, fine, whatever. But he said it, and now we're in this fucking world now where everyone's got to apologize for everything they fucking do and say.
Yeah.
Not more than that is anyone's. Oh, you said something offensive. I'm suing you.
Yeah, that's retarded. Dude.
Yeah.
Everyone's got a fucking spokesman now.
Who can sue? Yeah, does every rape victim get money from WWF?
He didn't get convicted criminally, but civilly, which I think is completely retarded when it comes to OJ case.
Yeah.
He wasn't convicted of killing his ex-wife and her boyfriend, but somehow he's in debt for the rest of his life, has to get rid of his Heisman Trophy, yada, yada, yada. Civil trial. Oh, you're guilty of this, but you're not guilty of this.
Not guilty criminally, but you're guilty to pay.
Yeah, exactly. How the hell does that work? It should be one and the same, right? It's
all about someone needing money. And
It's almost like double jeopardy.
Yeah, well, it's double jeopardy. That's very eloquently
In a sense, I guess, you know.
No, that's the best way you could put it, because that's the way the justice system works. Is you can't no such thing as double jeopardy, but you can be tried on criminal charges and civil charges, which boil down to the same thing.
I think it's fucked up. Yeah,
that's gotta be one of my biggest fears if I ever got famous. Is just like who would be coming after you? Like
Everyone.
Who would be fraudulent? Like, oh, this guy fucking grabbed my ass. Even like a dude. Oh, dude, he grabbed my dick, dude. I want to fucking sue him. And like now it's your word against theirs, and because you're a big name and everyone knows who you are, all I have to do is say it, and then your fucking name's the media. Oh, so and so grabbed someone's dick at a fucking bar or whatever, or just wherever you're at.
When all you probably did is walk by and maybe grazed him with your shoulder.
Yeah, and now you gotta defend yourself, and you gotta go to court. Even if you're fucking found not guilty, your name's still in the fucking media.
You don't even want to get me started on the fucking justice system. Right there alone, famous people. Okay, we could just start from the fucking top, and you got famous people. Everyone knows they got a ton of money. So everybody from, unfortunately, your family to complete strangers are gonna take advantage of you. And here's where the
family you didn't even know you had, too.
Yeah. Here's where the justice system pisses me off. Is that because you're famous and your name is out there, okay? Anyone can accuse you of anything they want. They can make accusations, just like you said, trying to grab someone's ass, okay? and you're 100% innocent. But guess what you gotta do?
Settle.
You gotta, you either gotta settle, and or either way, settling or not, you gotta pay some other schmuck lawyer to defend you. And because for the fact that you're rich now, you gotta pay all this extra money to keep your name clean, to keep your name from being someone who's raped somebody or sexually assaulted anybody.
Keep it out of the
harassed
dirt.
anybody.
The dirt.
And that same thing, it goes through into the criminal justice system. In all around cases where even just police officers, especially where we come from, we have these corrupt ass motherfucking pigs.
The mean streets of Torrance, by the way.
The corrupt streets of Torrance.
I
And
agree.
and these assholes, they do what they want and they get away with it all the time. Torrance is, I don't know the exact numbers, but it's up there top 5. I think I heard something about maybe even number 1 or number 2 in the country as far as paying out lawsuits with our tax money to people who are legally searched and seized every day. And you don't hear about it in the papers. You don't hear about it much. But what happens is these people get fucked with by these Torrance cops who think they run the show. And it's not just Torrance. It's the South Bay. It's in this area. And they pull you over. And they don't have probable cause. And they'll fucking tear your car apart. And, and then if they find drugs, if they find what they're looking for, if they find illegal weapons, whatever it is, that's when they make up the probable cause. Okay? And basically, boom, you got a bag of cocaine, sir. It don't matter now what we did to pull you over. We're going to make it be our word against yours. And if we say you didn't use your blinker 100 fucking feet before the right turn you made, and that's why we were able to pull you over and pull you out of the car and search your fucking vehicle and search your person, whatever. But the point is that these cops can do whatever the fuck they want. Okay, they got this license to be complete pricks, and then what you gotta do, even if you're 100% innocent, okay, what you have to do now is cough up $4 grand, $8 grand, $12 grand for a lawyer to clear your name from a felony charge.
He was friends with the cops, and it's just, hey, I'm gonna do this for him, okay? Are we good? Okay, so what are you gonna convict him of? Okay, then I'll try and come up with some sort of defense that's gonna be weak in court. And all right, cool, good talking to you. I swear to God, their lawyers are like cool with the cops, and they just they all hang out and have shots afterwards and talk about the guy they got.
It's hands in pockets, but I mean, along with the money, going with the money aspect of it, is if you take the South Park point of view, like in South Park, Magic Johnson is HIV positive, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he doesn't have AIDS. When they take his blood and they look under the little stethoscope or whatnot, all they see is dollar symbols. He has money to protect him from getting AIDS.
Yeah.
Money solves everything, you
Yeah.
know?
Sure
money,
does.
Money
AIDS is a poor problem. And if you've got money,
or a gay problem like we were talking about earlier, because they're promiscuous.
Yeah.
But
You're right.
that reminds me
Yeah,
of a
straight
story.
up.
My dad actually, this is like years ago, but he was going to do like a garage sale, so he was up at like 6 in the morning or whatever, and he was driving around putting up signs, and I guess he has a whole bunch of fucking tools. He's got a fucking drill press. Like if you go in his garage, like you could fucking make a shop out of it. But he had some tools in his fucking back trunk. So anyways, he was out early, so a cop saw him, pulls him over, and asks him what he's doing out so early. And this is Torrance, and he's like, "Oh, I'm about to do a garage sale." So he's like, "Yeah, well, you know why I stopped? You know why I pulled you over?" And he's like, "No, I don't know why you pulled me over." And he's like, "You have a tail light out." And he's like, "No, I don't."
Right.
So the cop walks over to the back of his car, takes out his club, or maybe it was his flashlight, cracks it, goes, "Now you do."
Mm.
Yeah.
And he basically wanted to put him away for something. I don't know. I don't know what his issue was. For whatever reason, he just wanted to, bust him for something, but he couldn't. Not saying that my dad's 100% innocent, but on that occasion, he was not doing anything wrong. So he ended up going to court and fighting like the Torrance Police Department and won. This is back in like the 90s. And
his license plate got put on a list after that, I'm sure.
Yeah, after that, they fucking were on his ass,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why he's had a history with them ever since. Because any time after that, and that cost him money, so he won that shit. And I don't know what they fucking I don't know what the final verdict was, but they just found that they didn't have probable cause to pull him over, and the Torrance Police Department fucked up once again. So they had to pay him, and ever since then they fucking like that. The fucking family name has been like,
but
forever on the hit
in
list.
a situation like that, where it's crazy that your dad actually beat that case, because
good for him.
Yeah, that's great. But a cop going around knocking a tail light out like that's a little strange. That's a little core, and I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't happen.
That's
it
1950s
does.
fucking. We're gonna make your case.
Yeah, but so what the thing is what's interesting is the city of Torrance, the Torrance Police Department, the TPD. Those guys, this group of fucking gangbangers the biggest gang in Torrance, they don't use what I thought every police officer in the country had as dash cams in the front of their vehicle, okay?
Or even recorders.
They don't have dash cams, and man, would a cop be knocking out a taillight with his fucking nightstick if they had a dash cam running in the front of his vehicle, the videotape everything going on in front of him? Hell the fuck no. And Gardena uses dash cams. More ghetto cities.
Hermosa does too.
Do they?
For DUIs, yeah.
Do they? They use dash cams? Well, most beach cities and Torrance and Redondo and stuff like that, they usually don't. I'm not sure if certain cops have them in the car and they turn them on as they wish. But
at their discretion.
Yeah, but like Gardena, Lomita, Wilmington, they have dash cams, and the reason being is that the dash cams are going to help the police officers for the majority of their cases. They're going to show these crazy assholes. But in Torrance, okay, what the dash cam is going to do is oftentimes prove that these fucking pigs are being just that, little oinkers, and they're running around fucking pulling whoever the fuck over they want.
Oinkers.
It is. But that's the case is that if they were having dash cams running all the time, these fucking cases would be out the door immediately. So I don't know when it started, but they basically had to fucking stop running dash cams because that affected. Now, not only could the rich people get off by paying lawyers fucking tens of thousands of dollars to get them off, who probably somehow can pay off judges and fucking the DA somehow, but now that would have helped the poor people that don't have the money to hire these fucking high-priced lawyers because the fucking video evidence is right there. So it's just a known fact. Don't get pulled over in Torrance ever if you're doing anything wrong.
The thing is, with Torrance also, like, I'm born and raised in West Torrance. I may live close to the courthouse, so I may be old Torrance now. But I'll tell you, if you're black and you get pulled over in Torrance, there's 3 squad cars there, easy. Maybe 2 by cops in a squad car or something like that. If you're Mexican, same thing. If you're white, unless you're
I've been pulled over at gunpoint multiple times. Not lately. This is when I was younger. I was like 19, 20.
I'm not trying to say it's okay or anything, but like I've been hammered going down Sepulveda Boulevard. When I was in high school, I got let go over at was it Mr. Lucky's over there on Hawthorne. And,
yeah.
Like I backed out of my spot and flew into Hawthorne Boulevard. Torrance PD pulled me over, and they said, "Yeah, you're 17 years old. Like, let me see your ID." They looked at me and they looked me up. I didn't have this at the time, And all right, well, we're gonna follow you home.
What is that tattoo you have there on your arm?
Oh, it's my grandma's last name.
Oh, okay.
She passed away, so. But if I was black, and I did the same thing, a block later, there would have been 3 squad cars there and it's all over my ass. It's hypocritical and it's ridiculous. Like I said, I don't think it's okay, but in Torrance, depending on circumstance, what time of the month, because they have to meet their quota that doesn't exist, quote unquote. It's, if you're white, you may get let go in Torrance, depending on if they have a hard on for you or not. But even in Hermosa, like it's protect and serve, right? Protect and serve certain races is the way it seems, because I've seen people pulled over on 190th and Prairie that are black, and there's 10 cops there in a second. And I've been pulled over at that same stoplight on Prairie and 190th, and there was a bike cop who gave me a warning and let me go. But I totally agree with you. Like that whole squad car or cam thing, or even just a recording device so you can hear the audio. They use it at their discretion if they have it.
Well,
You know?
they wanted to bust my dad for burglary because he had tools in the back of his car.
Or because he happens to use tools for a living. That's
Yeah, so
He must have